First scripture reading is taken from Isaiah chapter 49, verses 1 through 7. Listen to me, O coastlands. Pay attention, you peoples from far away. The Lord called me before I was born. While I was still in my mother's womb, he named me. He made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hands he hid me. He made me a polished arrow. In his quiver he hid me away. And he said to me, You are my servant, Israel, in whom I will be glorified. But I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for nothing and vanity. Yet surely my cause is with the Lord, and my reward is with my God. And now the Lord says, who formed me in the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob back to him, and that Israel might be gathered to him. For I am honored in the sight of the Lord, and my God has become my strength. He says, It is too light a thing that you should be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the survivors of Israel. I will give you as a light to the nations, that thy salvation may reach to the end of the earth. Thus says the Lord, the Redeemer of Israel and his Holy One, to one deeply despised, abhorred by the nations and slave of rulers. Kings shall see and stand up, princes, and they shall prostrate themselves because of the Lord who is faithful, the Holy One of Israel, who has chosen you. The second reading is from the first chapter of John, verses 29 through 42. The next day he saw Jesus coming toward him and declared, Here is the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. This is he of whom I have said, After me comes a man who ranks ahead of me, because he was before me. I myself did not know him, but I came baptizing with water for this reason, that he might be revealed to Israel. And John testified, I saw the Spirit descending from heaven like a dove, and it remained on him. I myself did not know him, but the one who sent me to baptize with water said to me, He on whom you see the Spirit descend and remain is the one who baptized with the Holy Spirit. And I myself have seen and have testified that this is the Son of God. The next day John again was standing with two of his disciples, and as he watched Jesus walk by, he exclaimed, Look, here is the Lamb of God.
In the early months of pregnancy, Lillian was ruled by appetites that were not her own. She craved things that she had never craved before. She was a new person melded with this other growing little person. And suddenly, they liked oranges, and they hated salad dressing, and they needed to build strong bones by eating ice cream every day. At her first pregnancy checkup, the doctor was somewhat alarmed that she had put on 25 pounds in such a short amount of time. The doctor pulled out a chart to make her point. Lillian was outraged. Those 25 pounds represented an appetite larger than herself, she said. The raging hunger of the rapidly growing being inside of her whose nutritional needs knew no bounds. The child's needs were now her needs, she reiterated. And of those 25 pounds, how many of them were attached to Lillian? And how many were attached to the child growing inside of her? She explained to the doctor that she was not just eating for two. She was eating for the oneness of the universe. Her eating wasn't self-serving, but serving the growing being inside of her, selfless and self-sacrificing. Perhaps Lillian A pastor, after all, was thinking of just this scripture from Isaiah as she ate her ice cream and avoided ranch dressing at all costs. This is one of the 4 servant songs in Isaiah, together describing the servant of God who is to be a light to the nations, a source of salvation to bring justice to those who are entrapped by situations of oppression, the poor, the needy, the imprisoned. A lot of scholarship has focused on the identity of this servant. We as Christians, of course, look back at this text, reading it through the lens of Christ, and see words that to us describe Jesus. But we rob the text of so much of its meaning if we forget that Isaiah was not just some fortune teller talking about things that would occur long after his lifetime, but an astute scholar of his present time, and God acting in it. Again, if we avoid just reducing Isaiah to a fortune teller foretelling Jesus, we also find that what Isaiah wrote so long ago about the servant of God is contemporary still today. Isaiah describes this servant as someone who is faithful to God, who is called to bring about healing and liberation for those in need. This someone is described both in terms of being an individual person and also a group, a collective of people. Hebrew has different words for singular and plural you, so you and y'all is about the best we can liken it to in English, and Isaiah uses both of these. So the servant, individual and collective, is to be God's faithful intention bearer, to bring about God's intentions for all people, as Genesis 12 puts those intentions, to be a blessing to the ends of the earth. Or perhaps, as Lillian may put it, to live for the oneness of the universe. And oh my goodness, this is a noble calling. It's a noble goal. And we who claim to be followers of Christ, who claim to be spiritual descendants of God's chosen people, share in this calling to be servants of God, living our life in faithful obedience, healing, liberating, blessing. But of course, there's the catch. Let's go back to Lillian in her doctor's office. I'm fulfilling the needs of my child, she claimed. I'm eating for the oneness of the universe. Be that as it may, the doctor replied. At this point in time, the fetus is about the size of a grain of rice. Lillian wouldn't be the first mother to mistake her own desires for the needs of her child. Because this doesn't just apply to women or women who are or have been pregnant, let's be clear that Lillian definitely wasn't the first person to mistake her own desires for the needs of another person, period. It is hard. It is really, really hard to fulfill the call to be the servant Isaiah writes of, the servant of God, and not have our own preconceptions and desires slip in and get in our way. To focus on the larger group, the plural, you for a moment, the church, a collective group of people in all times and places striving to follow and serve God in Christ, has at best a mixed track record in its efforts and service. I'm sure we can all call to mind easily early church missionaries going into new cultures and demanding that everything be westernized in order to be pleasing to God, demeaning and harming, and even in some instances, killing people native to those lands. It's not exactly the blessing and healing that servants of God are supposed to be carrying out. And yet, on the other hand, I bet we can also all bring to mind churches that have done wonderful mission. We can bring to mind hospitals that have been started by faith groups, and schools, and look at so much good that the church has done in this world. And I'll bring it a little closer to home. I'll make it very personal. I was part of a mission exchange when I was in high school. The first year, we spent in Philadelphia, this high school group, and we partnered with a local church in the city. We helped to clean it, and we helped to paint it. This was an inner city church that we were cleaning and painting. and it had just been restarted in a Spanish-speaking neighborhood, and they had gotten finally a Spanish-speaking priest. And this church was flourishing in worship and in service, though the building was in need of a lot of TLC, having been closed and shuttered for many years. And the pastors of this church that we were cleaning up, fixing up, were involved, and they were so grateful and so happy for what we had to offer. I'm not saying it was perfect, but I'd say that's a good example of fairly solid servanting, if you will. So the next year in this exchange, the youth from Philadelphia joined us in Iowa, and for one of our projects, we planted bushes around a house that my church, my home church at the time, owned and rented at low rent to people who were in need. And after we had spent the morning and afternoon digging up the dirt and putting in these, I think, yew bushes, the green, evergreen-looking kind of bushes, the man who's living in the house stepped outside, chatted with our pastor, and we found out that his wife, who lived there with him, had just ripped out those very same bushes that we had planted to make room for flowers and a garden in front of this home. And what we had spent a whole morning and afternoon putting in, she was now going to have to spend a whole morning and afternoon tearing back out. Our desire to help was misguided. It was focused on the aesthetics of my home, and we had taken no time to get to know the actual needs of the people we were attempting to serve. We were a bit like Lillian, insisting on ice cream every day when maybe we would have been better off attempting to stomach some salad dressing. My guess is that if you spent a moment thinking, you will be able to come up with examples that hit even closer to home for you. Times where you, servant of God, have both excelled at serving others and times where you may have missed the mark. The first verse of this Isaiah passage reminds us that serving God through serving others is not only a good and worthy and noble calling. It was knit into us as we were formed in our mother's wombs. And if we meld our metaphors together a bit here, it now exists inside all of us like that little grain of rice growing inside Lillian. It needs us. And our call is to care for it, to heed our innate need to serve and to not let our own desires get tangled up in the task. Sometimes, really being God's servant and not serving our own desires means we end up far from where our desires would have us be. The servant laments in this passage, I have labored in vain and spent my strength for nothing and vanity. When I was cleaning that old church building in Philadelphia and looking at the bars on the windows and witnessing the extreme poverty all around, I felt like what I was doing was rather pointless. It was too small to make a difference. However, putting in new bushes felt really good because I could see the difference they made in the yard of the house. Feeling like our work isn't enough, isn't good enough, or can't accomplish enough can actually be a sign that we are doing exactly the right thing. What seems like nothing and vanity to us can be steps toward liberation and healing and blessing for others. Beyond Isaiah's use of the plural form of you, our reading from John this morning reminds us that we, as servants of God, do not have to do it all by ourselves. We do not have to accomplish this work all by ourselves. We are made not just with that grain of rice inside of us calling us to servanthood, but with a grain of rice inside us that binds us to all of God's people who share in that calling. This is the very beginning of Jesus' ministry in John's Gospel. It's very different from the others. It begins not with silencing a demon like in Mark, not with a sermon to a huge gathered crowd like in Matthew, not with a quotation to proclaim Jesus' anointed status as in Luke, but with the simple act of gathering community. Jesus starts his ministry here by calling a community together, by having others hear and follow. And this is how he keeps on working, calling us through that little grain of rice planted inside us before we were born, asking us to join and follow him. It's important to remember that this response to Jesus' call to be in community of servanthood to all creation with Jesus is not just a one-time thing. It is a decision that we make every single day of our lives, and in fact, many times every single day. It is a decision as to what we make our priorities. Money, profits, a sense of accomplishment and accolades from others, or care, listening, sensitivity, and work that may not feel life-giving to us, but is life-giving to others. Every little detail of our lives is a testament to who we are following. Jesus and his call to servanthood, or our own desires. How much we consume, what we drive, what we eat, how we use energy, how we treat and care for others. All of those things are testaments to who we are and whose we are and whose calling that we are following. For Lillian, the great surprise of motherhood turned out to be this. She had no idea whether her children would like oranges, or salad dressing, or even ice cream. All of them would turn out to have their own ideas, each one uniquely and wonderfully made. And until she came face to face with them, she could only rely on her own desires and hopes and dreams. For us too, followers of Christ and servants of God who exist in community with one another, we are called to come face to face with others, and not just the people seated in this room, but that's a good start, but with the wider community we are called to serve. We are called to go out and to meet people, to ask questions and to get to know them and invite them to get to know us too. Each of us is created in God's own image, and God is triune, right? God exists only in community, blended together in perfect harmony and perfect love and justice. So may we emulate the best we are able. May we honor that little grain of rice that has been knit inside of us before we were born, calling us to know and serve one another, and create divine community